Hello, everyone. I am Jessica Koch with Jessica Koch Consulting, and this is another amazing interview series with profound professionals. Today, I have the absolute honor of being with Jayde Vincent. She is a TikTok superstar, right? Hi, Jayde. Thank you for coming today. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and share your story?
Yeah, for sure. So, I kind of just do TikTok dances. That's basically me. I have been doing this for like a year now. And at the beginning, I wasn't growing so much, but now I'm soaring and I'm doing everything I've ever wished of doing. And I decided to take a bit of a business side to it, which is also new to me, but I'm loving it. And I'm now teaching everybody on LinkedIn how they can be successful on TikTok too.
Well, I think it's brilliant. And actually, LinkedIn is how I found you. So I do sales and marketing consulting, and I help businesses reduce their operate. So the two ways to grow their profit line is to make more sales and spend less on their overall operating expenses. And when I was on LinkedIn, I had been actually I had been in a series and a seminar where I was speaking with like 6 other really super amazing speakers in Baltimore. And one of the topics that came up was how TikTok is trending towards branding and marketing, and how we should really pay attention to that. And then after hearing that and in that circle and then seeing you on LinkedIn, I thought, this is a space people need to think differently about, because over the years, I mean, sales has changed, but it's not done changing. It's still changing on how we educate and communicate and interact with our customers. And I think TikTok is sort of the fun side of it. So the fun side of everybody's brand. You recently did an amazing series training series on LinkedIn, and I was hoping we could talk you into sharing a little bit of kind of the overview of how that went. It was A to Z on TikTok, on LinkedIn. So you want to share your screen and walk us through some of just the points on that?
Yeah, for sure. So, I basically did a to Z TikTok series, and I just go through all like the key things like algorithm, how you can really attract people with your bio, and how to keep people engaged with challenges and get people to talk about you and stuff.
So
Um,
challenges, one of the
mhm.
things I was reading and watching and kind of reviewing some of what you had shared before, that's
Yep.
kind of the number one way that businesses really are able to pull in some of their fans and followers and get them engaged. Can you share an example of how a brand might do a challenge?
Okay, so Chipotle, they did an amazing job. So they basically they said, "Hey, let's do a challenge," and then everybody had to go into Chipotle, and whether they liked it or not, everybody wanted to do this challenge. Um, so basically, it was the lid flip challenge. You'd have to try and flip your lid on the takeaway lid for like the burrito bowl, and then you'd post it. And everybody was doing it. TikTok was going crazy about it. It was like, oh my gosh, I need to go to Chipotle and do this lid flip challenge because everybody's doing it. I want to do it too. Um, so yeah, that really got Chipotle out there, and people were talking about it, and it was so cool. It was so cool to see.
Very cool. And now duets. Can you go over that with us and kind of explain it?
Okay, so duets is where you can join another person's video. It's a really fun thing to do because you can duet and do anything with it. Like with me, I find other dancers and then I do the exact same dance, really like synchronized, and people love that. So duets are a really fun thing. You can play around with them all the time. You can get really creative with duets. And the way to do it is you find a video that you like. And once you like that video and you're like, okay, I want to duet that,
Mhm.
on the side is where you see the likes, the comments, but then there's also an arrow. So you click on the arrow, and then at the bottom, there is an option to report the video, save the video, duet the video, react to it, and all that. So you'll just click duet, and then now you're on their video, duetting it side by side. So that is how you do a duet.
So you record your video first?
It's kind of like they've recorded their video, and then you record yours, but you can kind of see them doing it with you, so
Okay,
it kind of makes things easier.
sure.
Yeah.
And that's only with a live, or can you do that with a recorded?
Recorded.
Okay, and you were mentioning there's an option where you can see that they have that preference available so that they're open to duets, and so you can just do it. Or the other option is you have a couple, I've watched them, they're a lot of fun, where you collaborated with that person. So I guess you messaged them and said, from anywhere in the world, right? And said, hey, let's do this. So can you talk about one of the videos you did like that?
Yeah, so me and my friend, he lives in the US, I live in Canada, and we were actually planning on meeting up because we've been really good friends for a while now because of TikTok. And we wanted to meet up and collaborate in person, but before we wanted to do like this really funny kind of chain that made no sense where we just continue to duet each other. So we found something that we were really like that we had in common, and on TikTok, this is like a huge discussion. Like everybody's like talking about milk and if like it's okay to drink on its own. I like to drink milk on its own, and so does my best friend Carson. So we was like, okay, let's just do this chain where we're gonna trigger some people and make some people happy. So we would just keep duetting each other until the day we met, and we just passing milk along the screen, and we're perfectly synchronizing it so it looks like it's going across the screen until we meet. So that was a really fun one.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, what else should we cover? Oh, hashtags for sure, right?
Yeah, so hashtags are really important because they are going to help you get out there. So you can post a video, like you create a video and then it's hashtag time. The caption is only limited to only a couple words, but you can fit in some good hashtags. So the hashtags that you're always going to want to use is the hashtag for you, like the words FORU. Um, and you can, I do this all the time. It's kind of cheeky, but it gets you out there even better. Always use the trending hashtags. And when you click the hashtag button, it will show you the trending hashtags. So just use them even if it doesn't relate to a video.
They're marked with like a little flame or something, right?
Yeah, yeah, with like a little flame.
See, I've been doing my homework.
Wow, I'm proud of you. Yeah. So you definitely want to use the trending hashtags because that will help push your videos out there onto the For You page, where you will get the views.
Trending sounds too, though, right? So they show
Yes.
you. So explain that, what that means.
So a trending sound is a sound that a lot of people are using. Like it's the main sound that everyone's using, and it comes with a trend too. So you can choose to use that trending sound and do your own thing, or you can use that trending sound to do the trending video to that sound. What I like to do is I kind of like to do both, but kind of make it my own at the same time. So I'm kind of doing a bit of what everybody else is doing as well as doing my own thing. So, but using the trending sounds is so important because those are the sounds. It's kind of like the hashtags. The trending hashtags, you get pushed out there. The trending sounds, you also get pushed out there because TikTok is making that sound trending for a reason. They want it out there. They want to push it. So if you're using that sound, they're going to be like, okay, let's push this person out there because they're helping us. So yeah.
So on that same topic, they push new artists to make them popular. How can you talk a little bit about how that works? So what if I had written a song and then I had someone singing it and we wanted to become part of that? Do you know how any of that works on TikTok?
I don't know too much about it, but all I know is that if a new artist comes out and they kind of reach out to TikTok and stuff, they will put that sound in the featured song. So you have like this little area where you can find songs and stuff, and you get like the featured songs.
Mm-hmm.
So it says like trending, featured, and then different genres of music.
Mm-hmm.
So you can usually find those in the featured.
I mean, that can be huge for a new artist for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So, what else should we cover here? Maybe the daily post. I was surprised. I heard you say you do 1 to 5 a day, which is so
Yeah.
scary for like a business owner because you're thinking, oh my gosh, I have to post and make so much content, all these places, especially if you are a solopreneur or whatever, and you don't have a huge team to do all this posting for you. What's some advice that you can get on organizing this so that that's actually possible?
Yeah, okay. So I have my days where I'm really loving TikTok and making content. But then I also have my days where I'm like, oh, I just can't be bothered today. I'm just tired. I just only want to post like one video and then be done. So what I do is I will make as many videos as I possibly can on that day where I'm feeling really good. And then this is the part that I love about TikTok, which is the drafts. So you can draft a video just like you can draft a tweet or a post or something on anything else.
Oh,
Um, and those days where you don't feel like posting, you can just post your drafts. So I try to do as many drafts as I can, just so that if I do have those days or I'm like really sick, I can just post those drafts that I already have.
how
Um,
many drafts do they let you save? Do you know?
Honestly, it's limitless. I have over like 1,000 drafts.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, and then it is only 15 to 60 seconds, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm going to have to work my little tushy off to get some followers so that I can get to 1,000 so I can start doing lives because you can't do
Mhm.
lives without the 1,000 followers. That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, but yeah, the drafts that does come in really
That
handy.
is great advice. I love the
Yeah.
drafts thing. That's a great trick.
Oh, this isn't updated yet, but yeah, I think is that good?
Yeah, I think we covered a lot of really great posts. One of my other questions, especially so I'm a service-based business. Now, brands that have a product like blue jeans or shoes or whatever, those are a little easier, I would think, to do something like this. So what if you're a service? So what if you help people and do trainings or I mean, even if you're like a computer repair service or whatever, it's not just my selfish business. I want some advice on that too, but but what about like other people who have this service? What approach and what things can they do to try to think about how we be creative and fun here and real and not like a commercial, but still have people know what it is that they do. So what are your thoughts
Yeah.
on that?
So with businesses and stuff, I always tell people keep it relatable because people want to like feel that message. They want to know what's going on. They want to be like, aha, I do that too. So like, say you do work with a service and stuff, you can be like on the phone or something, talking to a client and stuff, and then you could be like showing how like people can be really like stubborn and stuff, and you're like, oh my gosh, this person, like you can show all like the bad and like all the good ones, like really make it funny, like
Right.
I like one of my biggest like my favorite people on TikTok, like one of my biggest inspirations for doing this is the dentist. He is so smart. His name is Ben and he's a dentist. That's where the name came from. And he's had to buy a new office because he's absolutely killing it on TikTok. So he's had to buy a new office because he's got all these people coming in like, hey, I want you to be my dentist. He's like, I don't have the room for this. So just want to buy a new one. Um,
That's awesome.
he's so creative. Like he's just a dentist and he does videos of him dancing around in his office, and then doing really fun, relatable videos where he's like got a client and they're being really stubborn and stuff, and he's like, oh my gosh, like don't be this person. And yeah, he's really fun and he goes to all these fun events like VidCon and Playlist. I'm actually really good friends with him, and we posted some fun videos at VidCon, and then he gave me one of his shirts from his office, and it wasn't even like merch or anything, but it was such a cool logo and stuff, and I'm like, he is absolutely killing it. So yeah, anything that relates to your business in a really funny way, could absolutely work.
I think that's a really amazing point. So a dentist is like this serious professional, and of course you think you want to. If I'm going to pick a dentist, I'm going to pick the person who's like the most knowledgeable and who's not going to hurt me, because it's a scary thing to go through. But to I think that's our concern. I think that's a lot of the hesitation is, oh, I'm not going to be taken seriously or seen as professional or, you know, really good at my service or my business if I am too silly. But the opposite is true. It seems like if you let your hair down and have that space that it's appropriate to have a little fun, to have the people in your office dancing, or just like you said, there's something funny about every business. I mean, I'm sure that and I joke around, actually, I have this guy who does work on my computer, and he team views in with me, and he's like, click the thing in the corner. No, up in the, no, it's up there in the corner. Like all day long, that's got to be his job, right? He's got to be like, no, do you see it? It's up. And then he has to take over because he probably wants to kill me because I can't find the thing that he's been asking me to click 500 times. So I think it's interesting to have everyone stop for a minute and think about what's funny about what you have to do in your day-to-day routine, or when you're working with your customers, or what their customers are facing that's funny, that may be part of what your solution is. I love the dentist example. That is fantastic.
Yeah, there's so many people on there like that. Like there's a lawyer and he does the same thing. Like he goes to all these events and stuff, and he'll do really fun like fake cases and stuff like with other creators. It's so fun to see, because like with TikTok, I have noticed like a lot of business people have come on and they're trying to be professional. They're sat down and they're like, okay, let's talk. And I'm like, no, be fun with it. Like have fun. Like,
Yeah.
because people are going to want to like consume and like buy your stuff if you're going to be really fun with it. Because especially with the Gen Z, those are the people you are wanting to reach to. Like,
Well, I have to tell you, I was totally bummed that, so the glasses you wear, I was looking up, and I love that because some of the ways to be your own person and monetize some of this into a business too is connecting it, like with the Amazon sales. And I found your site, and I was like, I so wanted to go and have glasses ordered in time to ship so that I could be wearing them on my head too during the interview, because I thought, oh, that'd be so cool.
I love that.
But just so we're just going to pretend that they're there because we were so quick to connect and set this up that which was great, but that was one of my thoughts. So yeah, I love the idea of pushing everybody out there. Find that we were talking before the interview started, and I said it's so funny that when we're young kids, we're scared of the dark. We need that night light, and then as we become more seasoned and more mature, we are afraid of the light a little bit. It's so hard for the business professionals to do a live, to jump on Instagram, to jump on TikTok, and to keep up. By the time we figure it out and get brave enough, you guys, the Gen Zs, have moved on to the next platform, to the next thing, and you're trying anything and figuring it out. And I think part of it is like, well, I don't know how to do that, or what if I go live by accident and I mess up? And so we're taking all these cautious steps, and you guys are just like jumping over the edge and saying, hey, let's just try it. So.
Yeah, honestly, it is kind of scary for us too, because it does make us feel very vulnerable, and it is kind of scary as well, because we think about things like, oh, what if I get bullied at school because of this? But
right.
yeah, so we are very cautious of what we post, but at the same time, we also just don't care. we just, I don't know why, but we have this thing built in us where we're just like, I'm just gonna do this because I want to. I'm gonna have fun.
Yes.
And that is also terrifying at the same time, because I want to do all these things, but I'm like, I'm scared, but I'm also like, I want to do it though. Like, so yeah, it is pretty crazy. And it can make you feel very vulnerable. Like I feel that sometimes too. But we just have something in us that just pushes us. We're like, okay, we're just gonna go over the ledge. We're just gonna do this. So,
well, I am totally inspired by you, and I think so many people, so many others are too. I'm going to tell everybody we're about to wrap up this amazing interview, but I want to show off my screen a little bit here, and the many places that you can find Jayde. So here she is on Instagram. Here she is on Amazon. Here she is on YouTube. And I totally actually love um, this one particular video, if I could get it to load. Oh, yay. Technical difficulties. And then here she is on LinkedIn. And keep your eyes peeled. We don't have an exact date at the moment, but keep your eyes peeled if you want to learn a little bit more about how to work with the Gen Z group. And I'm hoping that your YouTube page will load up. But guess what? In the bottom of the interview, you're going to be able to find all the links. And here she is, and here's her videos. One of my favorite ones is how to use the TikTok for Beginners Guide. So that is a fantastic video. So if you haven't watched that yet, subscribe to her channel, go and check her out. One of your goals for 2020, want to share one of your goals for 2020?
Okay, so my goals for 2020, I just want to travel and inspire people. That's something I've always wanted to do, is just to be able to move people in a way that they are motivated to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
I recently, well, I would say recently, like a year ago, my stepdad introduced me to Gary Vee, and ever since I've been obsessed with him.
Mm-hmm.
I think what he does is amazing, and that's how I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be like the young Gen Z TikTok version of Gary Vee. I think he's amazing.
He really is. I follow a lot of his stuff too. I agree with
Yeah,
you.
I want to inspire people to be great and to show off what they're good at and be successful with it. And I also want to really push myself to step out my comfort zone, because I did it with TikTok and I was successful with that. So I want to see what more I can do. I want to see if
Yeah.
there's anything else I can be good at. So
That's on my list too, is to make sure that I am staying uncomfortable. So I'm trying to make sure that the things I'm teaching on and the things I are brand new because I just learned them. Like I don't want to be, some of the stuff that I teach, I could literally teach in my sleep. And how much fun is that for me? And I feel like you start to lose that fire when that's the case. So I am
yeah,
trying very hard to stay a little bit uncomfortable. So that means I'm pushing myself to do something new like TikTok. That's on my list.
I definitely get that, because with just dancing on TikTok and stuff, before I got into LinkedIn, I was just like, this is fun, but I can do more with this. Like, I've got this platform where I can make something amazing out of it. And then that's when my stepdad's the one that like got me onto LinkedIn. He was like, you should do this because you can take this so far. And I was like, okay. And my mum and my stepdad, they really helped me with it, because like when I first got into it, I was just like, whoa, what is this? Like, because
Yeah.
it's so different to what I'm used to. Being an 18-year-old on such a
Yeah.
like site, I was like, okay, this is a bit much. So I'm so grateful that I have my mum and my stepdad there to help me through
Well,
it.
and I'm sure they are amazingly impressed with you and grateful and proud of you because you know what, lots of parents give their children really good advice and would really help them to take the next step for whatever it is that their heart desires, and
Yeah.
so often the youth just shut them off and say whatever and don't listen, you know. So you know, kudos to you, right, for being one of those that goes, okay, I'll try it out. I don't, it's scary, it's new, it's different, but you know, even though you have a little gray in your hair, I'll still listen to you.
Yeah, I have a really good relationship with both my mum
That's
and my
awesome. Yeah,
stepdad.
your family, I've, you know, of course I follow you, seems very close. And of course we were all saying prayers when you guys went through some of the challenges, and I think all is good now. So I'm super
Thank
happy for you
you.
guys. Last question. One of the things on Profound Professionals interview series is we talk about why they're profound. You're profound for so many reasons, you know, being Gen Z, having this business mindset, having these followers, having a lot of fun, not taking yourself too seriously, but really starting to get a little serious. So those are awesome things about you. What else do you like to do that might benefit the community or the world, or what are you involved in as far as a charity or a cause? Do you have something special that sings to your heart?
Yeah, so both my brother and sister, they have epilepsy. They were diagnosed at a really young age. They're still quite young now. My sister, she's 6, and my brother, he's 8. And my sister, she's just had brain surgery. And my brother, we are getting him tested soon. He may have to have the same surgery. And I am really close to my siblings, like really insanely close. And I always want to give back. So the charity that really touches me is the Brain Foundation, because it's all aspects of the brain. It used to be epilepsy awareness, but when I found out that they had more than just epilepsy, then I was like, okay, let's take it to like the whole brain. Like, so the Brain Foundation is something that really touches my heart.
Awesome. And what we'll do also is we'll make sure all those links to support that organization and follow it from an educational standpoint are in the description of this YouTube video and live in the article on LinkedIn that we put this. Thank you so very much for your time today, Jayde. This has been an amazing interview. I'm so happy that I got to talk to you in person, and so grateful for what you're doing. And I love that you have this open heart to help anyone of all ages, even me, to get ourselves going and not take ourselves too seriously, but have a little fun on TikTok. So if you need someone in your corner who can help your brand speak to the Gen Z generation, then Jayde's your girl. I think you should totally be reaching out to her. So thank you everyone for watching. Be kind, like, share, and comment, and have a great day. This is Jessica Koch. Until the next interview on Profound Professionals. Thank you, Jayde. Bye.
Bye.